Hey everybody, thank you for joining me for a quick little desk stretch and mobility drills that we're going to do today. So we're going to run through 5 of these and we're going to start high up in the neck. And then we're going to work our way down and I want to focus 2 different stretches, both the seated and the standing one, on hip flexors. Okay, so these little muscles right here, okay, they get very tight because we're in hip flexion all day seated. All right, so the first we're going to start with, we've done something very similar, if not this exact one before, but it's going to focus on your neck stretch, okay? So I want you to put one hand right on top of the head, if not maybe a little bit towards the other side so you can pull just a little bit. The other arm, I just want you to dangle, right? I like to get to the edge of my seat because of the handles here, but just let that arm just kind of dangle to the ground, okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull my head a little bit, try to basically tuck my right ear into my right armpit, okay? You don't want to pull too hard. You want to start gradually because you might not feel the stretch right away. It may take after a few seconds of holding it there that you start to get it. Okay, you should be getting it, right around here. We're holding for roughly 30 seconds. Breathe through it. And good. Come back to the middle. Now other hand, top of the head, a little bit to the other side. Let this arm just be freely dangling, okay, and let's hold just a little bit. Make sure you're seated or standing up nice and tall. Okay, we don't want you rounded or hunched shoulders. And you're breathing, you're being nice and quiet as I talk through this. Right, so we're trying to hit those muscles that run into your neck, up into your head actually, and down into your shoulders, your traps, your spine. They get very tight. A lot of tension being held there. If your desk or your keyboard is too high up, right, you have to naturally shrug to get into that position. So that's about 30 seconds. Let's relax from that. All right, so this next one is for the backs of your shoulders right here. So once again, we're in the rounded position, so they're very elongated. Let's give them a nice stretch, okay? So arm out in front of you, bring it across body, okay? Bring this arm up and just pull it tight to your shoulder, okay? I'd like you to try to hold this for a little bit longer, but for purposes of this video, we're just going to hold 30 seconds each side. Now, one error, and you're continuing to hold as I say this, is people try to increase their range of motion by rotating their body a bit. Try not to do that, okay? So you're looking at a computer screen or a TV screen, whatever it is right now. Make sure that you stay with your chest square to that screen, okay? 3, 2, 1, and good. Boom. Other arm out front, bring it across body, and pull it, okay? Try to be loose with this hand. See my fingers dangling. Chest is square. Keep everything up, okay? Shoulder blades down and back. You're not shrugging into this, right? Breathe through it, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Every time you exhale, try to pull that arm that's coming across body just a little bit closer in. And let's say 3, 2, 1, and good, relax. We're going to move down a little bit into our upper back, our thoracic spine. So I'll kind of give you a side view for this one. I want you to have your hands out by the sides here. Elbows are nice and wide. You're up nice and tall in your seat. Basically what I want you to do is round. Get into that position that you're naturally in. Inhale through your nose, right? So like this, it's going to look like you drop the elbows, and then exhale and pull everything back, okay? Depressing your shoulder blades down and back, giving a little bit of an arch in that thoracic spine. Send your eyes up into the ceiling, but a little bit in front, not up overhead, okay? Once again, another exercise I'd like to see you try to do maybe 20 reps of, but for time in this video, we're just gonna do 5 of them, okay? So hands out by the side. Let's round. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, bring it back to the rounding. And exhale. Depress those shoulder blades and elbows down and back. And back to the round. Let's just do 2 more. Oh, that was a good one. Last one. See, every time you do this and you exhale through, you should be able to get a little bit deeper into that stretch. Be able to pull those shoulder blades even more down and back. All right, so now we're going to move into the hip flexion. We're going to do one seated first, okay? So I got a little swivel chair, so I'll be able to move around for this one. You want to get to the very edge of your seat, okay? Drop one knee down. So as you can see, my knees at 90-90. So now we don't have to be kneeling on the ground, okay? Now what I want you to do, take a little air here, is be up nice and tall. Squeeze this butt cheek as hard as you can, okay? Tuck the butt under the hip, if that makes sense for you, right? Now what you're going to be doing is you are now squeezing the butt and fully extending this hip flexor muscle as much as you possibly can. Okay, it's a static movement. 3, 2, 1, and good. All right, show up to the other side. All right, 90-90 with my knees, foot planted, just on the toes and the back, knees not on the ground, my butt's still on the seat. Now I'm going to squeeze this butt cheek, okay? See how I'm kind of like back? My butt is behind my knee. Okay, so I want to squeeze that butt cheek, trigger it up, get myself up nice and tall. Boom, squeeze that butt as hard as you can. Okay, this being squeezed is going to force this into a nice long stretch. Okay, nice straight line. The hip flexors that connects from the quads up into here, up into the soft tissue of the obliques into the hips. 3, 2, 1, and good. You can hold it for longer if you need to, but for once again, like this video, we're going to keep it short. We're going to stand up for this last hip flexor stretch. So it's very similar to a quad stretch. You're going to grab your ankle, okay? Sit up, stand nice and tall, hold on to the chair, okay? And if you can, okay, give a little bit of a lean forward. Okay, so you might primarily get this in your quads if your quads are tight, but it's also going to run up into this hip flexor here, okay? 3, 2, 1, and good. And let's switch sides. So one more thing I'm going to mention as I switch sides with this is you want to have active pressure into your hand. So what I mean by that is I grab this foot, ankle, pull it back, right, so this knee is straight at the ground. Now with this hand and this foot, I want to be driving into my hand, okay? That's going to actually help elongate that hip flexor. And then you have that little forward lean. Okay, now you're into the most optimal position for a quad and a hip flexor stretch. We're going to hold 30 seconds here. Make sure you're holding on to something for balance. Even if you feel like your balance is perfect, it's nice to hold on to something. That way you're not focusing on balance for this. And 3, 2, 1. And good. Hopefully I didn't go over my time. I'm just trying to make you more efficient at work. Now that you're nice and stretched out, got some blood flow going, get back to work. Be efficient and impress your boss, right? All right. Cheers, people.